At the end of the last video, I hopped a train out of Gallup. It was the first train I've hopped in about a year, and I just took it over to Winslow, Arizona. So that's where we pick up on this one. Okay, I am in Winslow now. So, I think that worked out pretty well. Oh man, my ears are still ringing, so it's a little bit. So basically, I got on that train and I didn't know, well, I knew it was going west. I didn't know how long it was going to take to get to the first stop or the next stop or whatever. So as you can see, it's still light outside. Didn't take that long. I think it's what, 5:30 now, and I got on the train at like 3, so yeah, it didn't take that long. I could have stayed on longer, but with how cold it's been getting at night and me just not really having any way of getting warm clothes on while I'm on a moving, rocking, screaming train, yeah, I think I'm happy with how I did that. So from here, I know I can get to Flagstaff. From Flagstaff, I'll either hitchhike down to Sedona, or I'll maybe try and keep hitchhiking west. I don't really know what's over there. The Grand Canyon's somewhere around here. I don't really know where that is, but for now I need to regroup and find somewhere to sleep. There's the Bulldog. It's like one of the few landmarks in town. I guess that's not really that fair. Either way, basically I am walking up to the truck stops up here, and I'm gonna go somewhere outside of there to sleep tonight. Love the Halloween decorations. It's October 28th or something today, so now's the time. See that cat head move? That's pretty sick right there. As usual, one of the biggest problems in the desert can often be the wind. I don't know how well you can see, but I've got my tarp up because it is raining, or it's supposed to be raining. Maybe not at this exact moment, but yeah, the wind blowing the tarp away is very much a possibility. I think I put it down pretty well, so it's probably just going to be loud all night, but very annoying. Alright, so here's the deal. Right now I'm in Winslow, Arizona. It is 60 degrees. It actually does not feel like 60 because the wind is so cold. But up in Flagstaff it is like 20 degrees less. And it's getting real cold at night because Flagstaff's up in the mountains, so you know, but there's no other way for me to go really, so I kind of have to go through Flagstaff. If I can get all the way to Kingman pretty quickly, then it's about the same there, and then it only gets warmer. I think Quartzsite is yeah, it's like 70 right now, so it's a lot warmer, but I need to get there quickly because I can't really stay in the cold, and I don't think it's gonna get any warmer. I'm sitting here looking at this on-ramp, which is the one I would want to get on, and pretty dead right now, to be honest with you. It's Tuesday, October 29th, so, you know, I don't know how much various things are coming into play there. You know, it's a weekday, it's close to a holiday, it's, you know, middle of the day, maybe there's more traffic at different times of day, I don't know, but like right now, it just doesn't look like a very viable hitchhiking. Actually, you know, last time I was in Winslow with Dylan, the way we got out was we were sitting at the Maverick, it's like up this way, and made a sign that said Flagstaff, and then just kind of sat out there, and we got a ride pretty quickly. But I don't know. That was with Dylan, and Dylan's very, you know, outgoing, nice, friendly person, approachable. You know, me not so much. I tend to be kind of like depressed and off-putting at first meeting, so first impression. So I don't know if that would go so well for me. I do need to busk anyway because I just spent my last like $3 on some peanuts. So I'm gonna need to do some of that anyway, you know, whether I stick around here or not. Here's what the area looks like. It's just super flat, super empty desert. Almost as far as the eye can see. There's, if you look way out there, there's some stuff. But right around here, there's just nothing. Winslow's all this way. So this morning I woke up to some city maintenance workers cutting some trees down. One of them came under the bridge and they said hi and basically didn't seem to really care too much, which is nice. So I packed up, I came up here, I came to the Maverick, and I came up to the Maverick and I started busking. Actually, first I went and got coffee with the $2.50 or so that I had in my pocket. And as I was checking out, somebody was like, saw me fiddling with my change and was like, "Hey, you want me to just buy that for you?" And they did, and then they gave me a couple dollars on top of it, which was very nice. So then I went outside and I started busking, and I made no money. I made about like 50 cents plus some. Somebody just threw their change in, but I had a good time, you know. So that's nice. And then as I was leaving, I stopped and talked to a couple guys, and one guy was like, "Hey, can you go in and buy me a 40? I'll give you a couple bucks for it." And so I did that, and so I made a couple bucks there. So now I'm up to like maybe like $7, something like that. So that's pretty good. I mean, you know, it's not like, you know, if I could make like $30, then I could actually get out of here without having to hitchhike. But in lieu of that, at least I have enough money to keep eating for another day. That's sometimes that's just where you find yourself. All right. The keen-eyed among you may notice that this is not Flagstaff. As it turns out, I got to ride all the way to Kingman, Arizona, so 200 miles. That was a good ride. So now I'm pretty damn close to Quartzsite. All I got to do is go south. I don't know how far it is, maybe 80 miles, something like that. We're pretty much there. So I'm gonna get settled into Kingman here, kind of look around, see what's going on. I've got a few bucks in my pocket. I just went and got some food from McDonald's, and yeah. So the ground over here in Kingman is very rocky, and if you weren't looking too close at it, you might not think there's anything special. But if you get up a little bit closer and you start looking around at stuff, you might start to notice. Let's find a good example here. Well, this is kind of a good example. You got a lot of quartz on the ground here. This is a very rough kind of quartz, but that's quartz, all right. This is a big chunk of it. And you find a lot of smaller, clearer chunks as well. Here's a good example right here. Now the sun is just coming up, so the light's a little bit yellow right now, but that is a very white piece of quartz. Very white, a little bit translucent, not too much. It's not crystalline quartz, it's like mineral quartz, but still very interesting. And you can find a lot of different you know, varieties of it, as well as some other stuff, like, you know, like this kind of crap. Look at that. That's kind of interesting. sun is also making this look a little more yellow, but this one is yellow, so. Yeah, so we're getting close to Quartzsite and we're seeing a lot of quartz. Who would have thought? $40 for a hotel room. That's pretty good. I assume that's with the weekly rate, honestly. But either way, the hotels around here are really cheap. I remember saying in some previous video, I was talking shit about people that tell me to just get a hotel room for like $50, and I was like, oh, that's like not realistic. The standard is about 90 these days, which is true in a lot of places, but I guess it really does depend on where you're at. So I got that hotel room in Gallup for $50, and then this one over here is advertising $40. So, you know, I guess depending on the time and place, you could make it work. I just went and did some busking and made $5. One person gave me $5. I don't know what the secret is to busking, really. Like, I make very little money doing busking, realistically. I think it's probably a matter of time spent, but also maybe like picking your spots a little better, because I always just go outside like gas stations and stuff. Maybe that's not the best idea. I don't know. Probably would make a lot more money just flying a sign. The guy came up to me the other day, and he's like, "Are you a traveler? Hey, can you give me some advice? I'm about to leave." And one of the things he asked was like, "How do you make money?" And I was like, "Well, I have a YouTube channel. That's where I make most of my money." And yeah, I'm always a little embarrassed saying that. It is true, and if you can make it work for you, YouTube is a good way to make money. But realistically, like most of the travelers out there, they don't have YouTube channels, and they make their money other ways. If I was better at busking, maybe I could make a decent living that way, but I think flying a sign is honestly like the best way to make money as a traveler, which kind of sucks, because I would rather not. It's kind of you know, demeaning, at least to me. I don't know whether people don't see it that way. Maybe I just need to adjust my attitude, be a little more open-minded. So I decided to try to walk over to the other end of town, and Google Maps took me through the country club, apparently. There's some cool views of the cliffs here, so that's nice. You can see even more Trump signs and all that kind of thing. Seems like Kingman is very solidly Trump. Well, there's one sign down here. Oop. One sign down there that says Harris. So yeah, the road goes out a little bit further, and you kind of end up between all these cliffs. It's pretty cool, actually. I'm glad I came this way. The sun does not want to come out today. So much blue sky around, and the sun is just staying behind this little thin strip of clouds. And it's nice and cold. I mean, you know, definitely cold for Arizona. Not for other parts of the world. Yeah, wow. All kinds of desert beauty out here. Really cool cacti and what is that, aloe vera or something? I don't think that's aloe vera. It's one of those things. I think this is creosote. I don't know what this is, but you know, you got all these plants out here in this little pocket right in the middle of Kingman. I mean, Kingman kind of like, it spreads out this way a whole bunch, and then the main downtown core is like over here somewhere, so it's kind of separated by these mountains. But there's just a little peaceful spot right in the middle. There it is. on the other side of the hill. Right there. Oh. Right there is the TA. That's where I'm headed. Can't see the screen very well, but I'm sure the sign's there somewhere. Just gotta get all the way down this hill first. Nice long open on-ramp. That's what I like to see. There's a lot of traffic on this road. Unfortunately, not that many people going my way. No luck on the ramp, unfortunately, but I'm back over here at this wash. And I was looking at some of these rocks. These white rocks in particular seem to have this, a lot of these veins, which is probably quartz. Some of it looks kind of like agate, maybe. Like this kind of stuff here looks volcanic to me. As well as these really white chalky rocks. They have lots of little quartz inclusions. It's all pretty cool. Look at all this. Like that's got to be agate or chalcedony. It's got whole veins of the stuff. Looks nice and translucent. You know? Oh, look at that face. You know, this part's like a little more cloudy, but you can see like up in this part, it's more clear. And you can definitely see how some of these pieces probably have some nice wide bands of agate going all throughout them. Pretty cool. See, this is the kind of thing where if I didn't know any better, I would say this looks like concrete, but then this rock on top is clearly like fused into it. So I don't know, maybe it's not concrete. Maybe it's just some sort of aggregate. Look at this piece. Big wide band of whatever this is. I'm going to say this is chalcedony, because as far as I'm aware, the difference between agate and chalcedony is basically just clarity. If you have like a really cloudy agate, that's more likely just chalcedony. But it also seems like it's kind of a more or less arbitrary distinction. Something that's more relevant to the rock hounds and rock sellers and things than it is to scientists. It's all just different forms of quartz at the end of the day. Chalcedony, chert, agate, and crystalline quartz. You know what? I wasn't really looking that hard at this, but this looks like somebody's fire pit. Interesting. This one's really cool looking. Look at all those layers. Now this one right here, you could just like slice some little slabs off of this one and probably sell them as coasters or something. Okay, I have made it. I did 2 hours yesterday, and then I was only on the on-ramp for like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes today. And I got a ride. This is just the turnoff that goes to Lake Havasu, so I still have to get a little bit further to get to the actual Lake Havasu city. And then Quartzsite, I think, is like maybe another 100 miles, 50, 75, I don't know. It's a ways. The Arizona landscape is always so surreal to me. You got all these big flat plains that are not really as flat as they look, and the bald rocky mountains in the distance are so craggy and bouldery and come in all sorts of different colors. It's a very, very interesting place. Alright, I've landed in Quartzsite with fresh clothes and a fresh shower. That's awesome. The guy who picked me up was really cool. got me some clothes, got me a shower, and we trucked on down to Quartzsite. So here I am. Just got dropped off. I don't have my bearings yet, but I'm trying to figure out where I'm going from here. And Dylan hasn't gotten back to me yet, but I think he was planning on coming down here. If not today, then tomorrow. So I'll probably get to meet up with Dylan. That's awesome. And yeah, I gotta go find the camping and stuff. It's only 4 o'clock. It's getting a little late. Sun's been going down around 6. So alright, I gotta figure out what I'm doing. From what I know, during the peak season, this whole place is gonna be packed with rock sellers and different vendors of different kinds, you know. Mostly rocks, I would imagine. And then over here is the BLM camping. I believe the deal there is that it's free to camp for 14 days. But I've heard that sometimes if you just move around after 14 days, they'll let you stay. Okay, donations for the Arizona one. Alright, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So the next video is going to be all about Quartzsite. I apologize if it takes a little bit. There's a lot of footage to go through. But should be good. And then I am off doing interesting stuff right now, so there'll be some good videos coming up. So for donations, it's really easy today. Just one. It's from Gary S. He said, "Thank God you're still kicking. Got to find other C." The message got cut off there, so I'm not really sure what he meant to be saying. But yeah, I'm still kicking. That's I'm doing just fine. I just take long breaks sometimes. I either lose the motivation for YouTube, or I'm not doing anything particularly interesting, or a little bit of both, which is pretty much what happened this time. So thank you very much, Gary, and I hope you enjoy this one and the ones that are coming up. That's going to be it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.